What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and we're going to talk about Poop Pants Biden again. Well, when was the last time I talked about him? I think I talked about him about a week ago, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago. Anyway, so Biden is slowly, of course, I keep saying slowly, but he's been going into decline, a mental decline for a while. I don't know if they are using some super Alzheimer type or dementia type of medication to keep him alert or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? Now, after all this time, especially with the elections coming up next year, now CNN and MSNBC and CBS, they want to now be concerned. They want to now make it a big deal. And I find that strange because they were running cover for him during the runoff when Biden was running against Trump. And then, of course, you know, in the Oval Office when he would just fall up the stairs 2-3 times. Okay. Not fall down the stairs, fall up the stairs 2-3 times. All right. Start snapping at people. So, like still keep going after the chilling. So I'm saying to myself, like, now you guys want to call him out? What's going on? Like, what's happening? I don't know if they're just trying to get him out of the way so they can ease Kamala Harris in there. I'm not sure. But let's watch this together. It's not that long. It's like a 5-minute, I think. What is this? It's, hold on. 6 minutes. So I don't know. We may or may not watch all of this. But I just find it fascinating that they now want to call him out. Let's watch.
All right, we know that President Biden likes to cultivate his public image as kindly Uncle Joe, he's often referred to. But apparently behind the scenes, I'm talking about in private, he reportedly has a bit of a temper and unleashes it on his staff. That's according to an article by Axios. Alex Thompson is the national political reporter, and he joins me now. Alex, I'm glad that you're here. We've been on Sirius XM together. We can't swear here right now on cable. But let me ask you.
Why would she say that? By the way, I haven't seen this at all. Like you bring in your colleague and the first thing y'all want to say is, oh, we can't use any profanity. Stupid.
I may not have read this in full to fully understand what exactly President Biden is being accused of doing or how he's behaving. Break it down for me.
Yeah, so, in public, maybe he'll whisper a bit when he's trying to make a point, but behind closed doors, he's prone to yelling. It's much saltier language, and he'll really angrily grill into his staff to the point that some staffers are actually a bit afraid to meet alone with the president.
Really?
And sometimes they'll bring in an extra person or two in order so that the firing line is a little bit distributed among several different staffers.
How is this surprising? Okay, you can tell that Biden is losing his mind. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he's going. He walks in different places. He can't take cues. So then he gets frustrated because that's one of the side effects of dementia. So I'm trying to figure out he's going to be, and if any of you had any loved ones who suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's, you know that one of the things that the reason why they get angry is because they're confused. And sometimes they recognize you, sometimes they don't, sometimes they know where they are, sometimes they don't. So it is something pretty scary, but if you know he should be president. Okay, let me just continue.
Really counter to the image that most people, I think, would have of President Biden. How are we knowing this? I mean, how do you get the reporting? Who's complaining about this? Is it current, former staff? Who?
Both. Current, former, and by former I mean former White House staff, current White House and administration staff. Plus, you even have people going back. We had a headline today. We called it Old Yeller. But I can confirm to you that Joe Biden was a young yeller, too. Ooh. And so we even talked to staff that went back to the early 2000s. And the fact is that, this is a guy that has been professionally staffed for more than half of his life. And he's had a long life. So it's been over 50 years where he's had people staffing him. And as a result, there's a generational difference, too. He's really, really tough on staff. And he already had that, as he calls,
No. I disagree. The whole really, really tough on staff. I mean, if he's not trying to smell them, You know what I'm saying? He's basically don't know what he told them to do. And then when they do it, he like, I didn't tell you to do that. Where's my vanilla ice cream? Where's it? Give me a child to smell.
Peoria had that Irish temper, really lay into people, and in some cases, make them feel humiliated, make them feel embarrassed, and really feel like and truly be cussed out.
Many might be surprised by this because you might recall when he spoke about respect and dignity, and the idea of if you're working with him, if you act in that way, you get fired. Well, listen to what he had to say.
I'm not joking when I say this. If you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot.
But you do it.
On the spot. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody is entitled to be treated with decency. And
don't do what I do. Do what I say. I'm the head honcho in the White House.
That's
Clown.
been missing in a big way the last 4 years.
So you hear that, and then there's the moment when he was calling a Fox reporter a stupid SOB. Not my words. You know what? Let me play it. It's not Laura Coates' words. Listen to this.
Will you take questions on inflation then?
I hope they bleep this out. I don't feel like bleeping it out
Political liability.
because I'll forget.
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a...
Yay! Woo!
Okay, so-
They bleeped it out for me. I ain't got to do the work. Listen, I had the Nick Fuentes video up, and Raphael reminded me, like, hey, you didn't bleep the hard R out of the video. Thank God for YouTube editing, because I was able to trim the video out before getting in trouble. So, good looking out, Raphael. I appreciate you.
So there has been different sides we have certainly seen. Why are we just hearing this now, though? If you're talking about this reputation or the idea of more than 50 years worth of staffing, has this been known throughout Washington and it's just not been covered, or this is something that's now become an issue?
Before he answers, I find it amazing that you guys didn't care what he was doing when he had his mind, his full mind, and the things he was doing to other female staff members. But now when, he can't do any of these things because, that down there ain't working no more, he's, resulting in smelling kids and everything like that and touching them and inappropriately. And then now he's just, being mean. I don't even, if you didn't talk about him back then, why are you talking about him now? And let's see if the guy's going to tell the truth.
There's a few different pieces to this. One is that Joe Biden, because he's been in the public life for 50 years, he knows the difference between a public persona and a private persona. And he's a very, he didn't become president by accident, right? I mean, that requires a level of public persona skill that sometimes is different than your private persona. In this case, why it's so interesting is that his public persona leans so much on him being civil and his civility. And that clip you just showed about, the standard he was setting for his White House, I can tell you some former Biden administration aides don't think that he's lived up even to his own standard. Now, the other thing I would point out as well is that a lot of, Biden does have a side of him that is incredibly generous, that is incredibly compassionate.
He has a side of him that's incredibly what? Lies. You are the prince of lies.
It's why, despite being a really tough boss, he has had this very same inner core of advisors for sometimes going back several decades. They realize what they've gotten into, and they can sort of go with the highs and the lows. And I think that's part of the reason why he's actually had a relatively stable staff. So it's a little bit public persona versus private persona, and also the fact that he does actually have that compassionate, generous side.
I mean, the political cynic in me wonders
how do you fix your mouth to lie like this? I don't even think I want to listen no more. Yeah, I think I'm done. Once you start doing all that lying, I don't want to hear no more. So I guess I did not decide to listen to all. Because, first of all, we understand this is CNN. But here's the thing. It is CNN. And they are just even when their so-called hit piece, they're still cradling and caping for Biden. They're still trying to smooth it over and put a bunch of sugar in all this bitterness from that man known as Poopy Pants Biden. Anyway, I just wanted to do a video on this because I thought this was amazing. It's like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below this video. Also, don't forget to leave a like. Share with me, like, I don't know. Here's my question. What is the end goal of this? What is the purpose of this? They never do this. They never have done this. They never throw their own underneath the bus unless they wish to do something else. And a part of me thinks they want to do a quick exchange of remove Biden, put Kamala in there. But I could be off. I don't know. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. Don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Later, taters.